What was the school that he had at Brett's house?
Well, I know Bret was kind of training guys for the WWF at that time. Bret had a ring set up in his house in Dalhousie in the northwest part of the city. Bret had a really big house, and then I think WWF was interested in somebody training Edge and Christian and Mark Henry and guys that were just breaking in, and Bret recommended Leo. Bret said he's a really good teacher and knows so much about timing and psychology. So he trained these guys, and I think a few others as well. But those were the most prominent ones, though: Edge and Christian and Mark Henry. I'm not sure. There's a few others as well. Test might have been training there as well, but
wasn't Ken Shamrock maybe for a short period?
Yeah, Ken Shamrock was training there for a short period, and a few others, and Bret highly endorsed Leo as a trainer and a teacher, and and you can see the results there. All those guys became pretty great workers, and they owed a lot to Leo, because he just taught them the real fundamentals, right? He taught them how to lock up, how to take bumps, how to go into the ropes, right? How to go into the turnbuckles, not to hurt each other. Leo was always very safe but believable performer. He was just an excellent technician, and so it was a pretty successful training camp though that he ran there. And then I think even when Bret left WWE and went to WCW, he brought Leo with him as a trainer there, and I don't think that lasted as long, but it just seemed that the bigger promotions knew very well of his reputation and his legacy, and welcomed the opportunity for him to teach the younger guys how to break in.
Were the people that Leo was training during the WCW days, I know Greg Pollock was one of them, from what I understand, did they have like developmental contracts, or were they just basically going there and training in hopes of getting signed at one point?
I think some of them, I think most of them were like developmental contracts. There's another one, a guy named Glenn Kulka. He was a football player in the CFL, and I think he was under a developmental contract. So I think all of them were kind of under a developmental contract as long before they had NXT, or it's even, I think, before they established Ohio Valley and some of those other training sites, where they used Danny Davis and Rip Rogers, and I think before they even had Steve Kern and Dr. Tom Pritchard as teachers.